Greetings, I am Ratilda, Third Order Witch of the Glen Marsh Bogs. I recently took on a job to brew a PC potion, and I wanted to show you how I gathered all the ingredients. So stare deeply into the crystal ball, open your mind, and I'll show you how I got all the ingredients from my supernatural friends. The first component for my PC potion is a motherboard. The motherboard ties all the PC parts together. Almost everything connects to the motherboard. It's very important, so I got one custom crafted by the South Mountain Dwarves of the Thaleron Kingdom. The first component I'll connect to the motherboard is the Central Processing Unit. The CPU is a small square chip that does all the hard math. In fact, the CPU does so much work that it can overheat. That's why I also needed a CPU fan. It rests directly on top. I got a CPU fan from my friend, Copernicus. He's not the best at math. And he was scheduled to appear on a trivia show featuring people from the magic community. Although he did not win, his performance was a credit to the undead. Afterwards, he was more than happy to let me use his CPU. Copernicus may not have a working pulse, but he's got a good heart. In order for the PC to multitask, I needed a component named Random Access Memory. RAM is a space where the PC remembers something and then discards it when it's finished. I heard there was a creature who lived in an abandoned warehouse with extra sticks of RAM. I got conflicting reports on what the creature was exactly, so I went to investigate. I searched and searched and searched, and then I heard a voice. Hello, I heard you're looking for random access memory. I'm a shapeshifter, you see. I use RAM to keep track of all the nifty things I can change to. Find me and I'll give you what you seek. I looked everywhere, but the shapeshifter was too crafty. Fortunately, it gave me the RAM after one final surprise. Now I was ready to find another component. My next stop was to visit Henderson the Minotaur. He was tired of the Theseuses of the world escaping his maze. So he planned the largest, most elaborate maze ever known. To store the vast amount of data, he used a component called a hard disk drive. Hard drive is the storage place for a PC. It stores things like movies and music and documents and plans for deadly mazes. I gave Henderson a few ideas of my own. I heard later that one of my twisty traps was especially effective. In exchange, Hendo gave me one of his spare hard drives. I needed a disc player next, but did not know where to get one, until I got a call from an old vampire friend. Deirdre is a part of the band Deirdre and the Five Pints, and they needed a last-minute guitarist. Shredding just so happens to be a passion of mine, so I was happy to help. After the concert, the band gave me a disc drive as a thank you gift. I can't wait for their next album to drop. Next, I needed a graphics card. The graphics card helps make the images that appear on screen. I knew a ghost named Gaspar who had been using a graphics card to make spectacular spooky scenes. Scaring people can be very fun, but a graphics card gets very hot from use. I convinced Gaspar that he could be scary without special effects, and I traded him a magical ice cream cone for his graphics card. All these PC components use power. The next part I needed is what's called a power supply unit. The PSU helps all the components share the right amount of energy. For all things electrical, I met up with my old friend, Dr. Petrova. Some people call her a mad scientist, but I prefer the term misunderstood genius. After demonstrating her new invention, Dr. Petrova gave me her old power supply unit. I also used the console on the doctor's X3700 series Doomsday Particle Collider to charge my phone. Next, I needed a PC case. The case acts as a shell for the PC. It protects the other components. Earlier, Henderson, the Minotaur, mentioned a problem with unwanted guests. A group of fairies had taken residence in a PC case stored up in Henderson's attic. The fairies were feasting and singing and brawling and swimming. They created such a ruckus in Henderson's attic that he couldn't get a good night's sleep. The Rockbreaker fairies, as they are known, take great pride in their strength and hard-headedness, so I arranged a contest between Henderson and the fairies' toughest warrior. It was a headbutting contest. Winner stays, loser moves out. The contest lasted for a whole day, but when it comes to headbutting, you cannot beat a Minotaur. Henderson was so happy to finally have a good night's sleep, he gave me the PC case. And that is everything I need for my PC potion. Maybe you learned a bit about PCs, and one day you might even build one yourself. And if you ever meet any of my supernatural friends, tell them Ratilda says hello.